the creative team and the cast of Dexter, and then we're going to talk a little bit, and we'll take some questions from you, the audience. I will be asking some questions. I think backstage I probably already asked a question that's on everybody's mind, and yes, it is too late to write an episode where Dexter goes after Casey Anthony. Sorry. No such thing. Let's start with one of the executive producers of Dexter. Sarah Colleton is here. Let's give a hand for Sarah. Executive producer Scott Buck. Vince Masuka on the show, CS1. Played by Colin Hanks. And lastly, executive producer and star of Dexter, he is Dexter Morgan, Michael C. Hack. Now, I make this mistake every year, but I'm going to do it again. I should learn better. But Colin, who are you on the show?
I can neither confirm nor deny any involvement in the Dexter television program, but I'm here, so I must be on the show.
We know his name's Travis Marshall. We know that.
I play Travis Marshall. I really can't give away too much. We want to keep it a fun surprise for all of you. I think the one thing that I can say is that you're going to see some stuff this season, if I may be so bold as to speak for this fine program that's been on 5 years before I've been on it. But you're going to see some stuff this season that you have not seen in previous seasons. It's going to be exciting, and I may or may not be a part of that.
As an actor, what's it like when you jump on a show like you mentioned that's been going for 5 years and you sort of come on the train late?
It's a treat. You always want to work with good people, and you always want to be on a quality show. And I think that Dexter is one of the, if not the best show that's been on television consistently for the past 5 years. And the fans of the show, all of you guys have been so great and so welcoming, as have the cast and the crew of the show. So I'm just the luckiest guy in San Diego right now.
Michael, I noticed in the trailer that Harrison's getting older now.
Yeah.
It's got to be not as easy just to carry him around and get away with everything that Dexter gets away with. The kid's getting more aware now. It's got to change Dexter's behavior, right?
Yeah, he's a lot heavier. I got to switch him. Also, the actor or actors who play Harrison, Luke and Evan, have over the hiatus learned the concept of no. So they're fantastic, but you have to be kind of ready to improvise with them because whatever's on the page is probably something they're going to look at and say, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting in a car seat. I'm not, whatever it is. Yeah, I think that's a big engine at the beginning of the season. Dexter's awareness that not only does he have things he doesn't want to pass on to his son, but his son is growing into, from infancy into being a little boy, and is only going to get older and more in need of guidance, and Dexter feels kind of ill-equipped to provide that. And so, as a result, is motivated to find ways to do that, including maybe giving him some sort of spiritual grounding, something Dexter has never really cared about or been preoccupied with, but recognizes his son might need.
Sarah, what are some of the bigger issues that the show's addressing this season, just in broad strokes?
Well, I think Michael just touched upon one of them, which is, Dexter knows what he doesn't want to pass on to his son, but he doesn't know what he does. And so he starts this journey that, of course, then snowballs into a huge evolved plot for the season. And it's initiated by his desire to define faith, which is by its very nature undefinable. So it presents him with a lot of different avenues that he explores, and it's done in true Dexter style. So it is a lot of fun, and it's looked at through his prism, which is a very unique one.
David, one of my favorite parts of last season was seeing Batista as a married man and watching him navigate the dangerous waters of being married to a woman you also work with. What's in store for that relationship this season? Can we talk about that?
It's very spicy. Caliente. Yeah. No, it's well, it's always great, especially working with somebody like Lauren Velez and creating this relationship on this show, and how everything else on the show, whatever happens, indirectly affects not only them individually but their relationship. And so that was a lot of fun last year, and this year should be even more interesting. Let's see.
And while we're talking about love lives, Dexter not doing so well lately. Dexter not doing so well in love life way. Lumen has left.
Yeah.
She's gone. He's on his own again.
Yeah, I think he had to, the Lumen character, the Lumen story is something that allowed Dexter to actively atone for the responsibility he has, a large responsibility for Rita's death. And he's been through that, he's processed that in his way. Lumen recognized the ultimate impossibility of a healthy union with Dexter. And but I think we pick up about a year later, and he's pretty much completely unplugged from that experience, and is back to his killing ways.
James, as Dexter struggles with being a father and deciding what to pass on to his son, what to try not pass on, does Harry step in and give more fatherly advice, maybe some advice on child rearing and how to deal with that situation?
Not specifically. I feel Harry echoes inside of Dexter's head, probably playing devil's advocate. Are you sure that's a good idea, sort of thing? Is this what you want to pass on to him? More of a sounding board. I would think for Dexter's psyche to actually say, talk to this, do this, and with fathers and sons, I mean, so much is passed on unconsciously anyway. You can't help it. And Harry's there.
And CS, what's up for Masuka this season? What do we got coming up for him?
Yes. Masuka loves you too. Masuka has some interns coming up this year. Women and men, okay, both. And he has some fun with some interns, and actually there's a Facebook thing that we have going on where Masuka has, you could be the intern of the week. So if you go on Facebook, on the Dexter site, you can you answer some questions regarding the show and regarding clues and this and that, and you too can be intern of the week. So he possibly, maybe, probably does get into some trouble with some interns this year. It's fun.
I see sexual harassment lawsuits in his future.
He's never taken that class before, so.
Well, I know you folks out there must have a ton of questions you'd love to ask, so let's try to open up the microphones and see if some folks out there have some questions for either our executive producers, or the cast members? I guess we'll start right here in the middle. That's where the spotlight is.
I just want to say I enjoyed the show. Question is Trinity Killer ever going to come back?
Is it Ghost? No, he's dead.
Yeah, he's pretty
I mean, I would love to find a way to work with John again, but I think that you got to pick and choose your ghosts.
What's your question?
My question is, are you afraid that Harrison is going to inherit Dexter's need to kill?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fundamental fear that Dexter has, and a part of what, that's where he's at the beginning of the season. He knows that he doesn't want his son to show those traits, and he doesn't want to indulge them or encourage them, and yeah, I think that's a constant fear and consideration for Dexter.
Is it the situation that at Rita's death where Harrison was similarly left in that blood the way Dexter was? Is that part of the fear as well? That both nature and nurture might play a role?
I'm sorry.
You can't hear?
No, everybody
I'm
can
sorry.
hear.
No, I'm just saying the situation when Rita died, that Harrison was sitting in that pool of blood. It's so
Yeah, like Dexter, I mean, if there was already a fear about the kid, and to see him in a pool of his mother's blood, the same situation that Dexter found himself in, and I mean, I think he worries that even if Harrison didn't consciously absorb it, that he perhaps even more dangerously unconsciously absorbed it. I mean, that's a nagging question or fear or anxiety for Dexter always, I think.
Next question.
Hi. My question is about the guest stars. You guys get so diverse. I mean, this season alone, Colin Hanks, Edward James Olmos, Hosta, those three together again. Do you guys aim for the story to make it that diverse, or is that just what you end up with?
Maybe
The only three actors who would agree to be on the show.
That's absolutely not true. There are a lot of people that want to be on this show.
Maybe Sarah and Scott can talk to that, but you must get deluged with actors who want to be the next big thing on the big bad on Dexter, or
Fortunately, we've achieved a certain amount of cachet with the show, that because we've established so many tremendous guest stars, so that people do want to come on the show. So we are very lucky and very fortunate that we are able to attract such high quality actors.
Thank you. What's your question, sir?
I'm a big fan of Michael C. Hall and Gamer and James Remar and Warriors. My question was, the first season was really the only one to touch on the books, and I was wondering if any of the other books will be put into the series. The second killer in the second book is really great, and I was wondering if that would ever be put in.
He created an amazing original character, and we bought the first book, The Dreaming Dexter, which sets up the whole history and his backstory, and from there we have evolved our own Dexter based on our characters, and so we don't even read the books.
What's your question?
Hi. Every season's been so amazing. I was just wondering if you guys could tell us each what your favorite season was.
Favorite season?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
My favorite season is yet to come because Masuko and Deborah still have to get married.
Asia, and Dexter is huge in Asia. I was wondering whether Dexter would be willing to kill a far bigger monster, someone who's killed much more people than he could ever. For example, a general from Burma hiding out in the US, for example.
I don't think Dexter has ever killed a real person.
So it's still a TV show then?
A fictional war criminal from Asia would be wonderful. Burma, for example.
Right. Maybe Dexter will have a political awakening.
I just wanted to know if there was anything ever ad-libbed by any of the actors during filming that turned the show into a different direction.
How much improvisation goes on in the course of shooting an episode?
Never. How's that, Scott?
I think if improvisation comes into play, it's more just a little extra spice. I don't think anybody's improvised a fundamental plot shift.
I'm assuming with writing that good, you probably don't have to change too much.
That's right. It's always best to go back to the actual words.
This question is for Mr. Hall. Are you ever concerned that the show and like the stuff you do on the show teaches people how to successfully murder people?
For example, I don't think the show actually is any kind of manual on how to do any of that, because, I mean, there's a lot we don't see. I think if you look at it realistically, take the end of the first season, for example, the fact that he gets Rudy Cooper into that room, or Brian, his brother, an active crime scene, he gets him back in there and kills him. And he obviously has the power of invisibility, he turns himself into smoke. There's all kinds of stuff that we don't see that, no, I don't think the show is any kind of guidebook for, you know, how to do it. It's more of a fantasy.
I just want to say that I'm a huge fan of all of you. You're all very talented people. And last season, Deb came so unbelievably close to finding out about Dexter. Are you gonna toy around with that a little bit more this season, or do you think she's gonna find out?
Deb is very smart, but Dexter's smarter.
However, we do have the added pressure of Quinn also sort of getting on Dexter's scent, and I think that's got to be problematic as well this season, right?
Dexter is definitely smarter.
Okay, go ahead.
This question is for Michael. First of all, fantastic blazer. I was wondering, I'm sure most of the audience was, if you could tell us where the Durango has been for the last 2 years?
It's been working out. Something about, yeah, that I don't know. More muscle, less fat. See you later.
Hello. Hi. Congratulations on wonderful seasons. I really love the show. My question is coming from East Long Beach. Will you film? What are some other locations that you're thinking about filming for this coming season?
We shoot the show in LA, and we go south of LA a lot to Long Beach, to San Pedro, to Marina, Marina Del Rey, anywhere where there's water and no hills in the background, and we can fake Miami. But we have, we're like at this point we've eaten all the meat off the bone of Long. We're like sucking the marrow out of the bone of Long Beach locations at this point. But we're there a lot. So,
DJ! inner dialogue on the monologue on the show that Michael does, and I was wondering what's the mechanism for doing that? Does he do it before the episode shoots, or does he do it while the episode shoots, or after the episode shoots, like 4 or 5 episodes at a time, or how does he do it?
How does he do it? While we're shooting the show, I record like a scratch track, a temporary track of the voiceover cues that the editors use when they're putting together the first cut of the show. And then when everything's said and done, I go in and re-record it all to picture.
So when you're acting in a scene, do you play that scratch track so you can react to your inner monologue?
No, we just, we make sure, if nothing else, we know how long. And I'd like to take a chance just right now to thank my fellow actors for all the really totally inorganically long pauses that we have to take into Max's thoughts. I'm going to stand here for 5 seconds before I talk while he thanks. No, we just know how much time we need.
First off, I wanted to say I love the show, and Michael, you're amazing as Dexter. But my question is for C.S. Lewis. I wanted to know what your favorite Masuka line or stunt that you've been allowed to do.
Well, let me see. Favorite stunt probably was the panties with the mini skirt on the dummy falling off the ledge of a warehouse. My favorite line was probably 14-inch beep, beep, beep.
Sir, can we have your name and your question, please?
Yes, my name is... I know this is a bit unorthodox, but my question is, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind if I could possibly come up there with you guys.
In the upcoming season, you saw him in the trailer, and we're happy to have him join the cast up here on stage. He'll be up in a minute. Meanwhile, you want to ask a question?
Hi, my name is Matt. This question is for Michael. Do you ever have any problems at the supermarket or gas station, something like that, someone giving you nervous looks, knowing you're here for your next
Actually, I work it to my advantage. I just give it back to them, and I've gotten a lot of free groceries as a result.
Since you're here,
Oh, yes.
let's talk about your experience working on Dexter. How's it been?
Oh, it's been great. It's been fantastic. Yeah. Let's just take the shades off, okay?
I was talking to Colin a little earlier, talking about what it's like to join a show that's already been rolling along for 5 years, and you kind of jump on a moving train. Has that been a difficult experience, or do you feel like you fit right in?
It's television, so it's always an adjustment to find not only the rhythm of the character, but also the rhythm of the show, and the pace is quick. But it's a good group of people, from the actors to the crew. It's a great story. I'm a big fan of the show, so I'm really glad to be here.
Now, Most plays Brother Sam is the name of his character in the upcoming season, and can you tell us as much as you can about Brother Sam?
No, I could, but then Dexter would kill me.
Well, I tried. Can I get your question?
Hi, my
question is for Michael. It's safe to say that Dexter has a lot of weird habits and compulsions, and I'm wondering if you yourself would like to share any weird habits that you might have?
Of course not. Yeah, sure. I mean, I have, like everybody knows what it is to be compelled to do things. That's a part of what character is relatable. Thankfully, I am not compelled to kill and cut up and dump in the ocean people. But I guess the short answer is no. I mean, come on, I'm not going to tell you that. Well, thank you for asking.
My question is for Mr. Sion.
You're the first person to pronounce my last name correctly.
What do you plan on doing after Dexter?
That disappear. Just go. No, I don't know, man. I mean, I'll keep mixing it up. You know, I didn't know Dexter was in my future back when I was a funeral director, so. I don't know. Your guess is probably as good as mine, but hopefully something that I can not quite imagine at this point.
Sarah, let me ask you, I think Dexter is a character that is so rich you could reasonably mind it for years and years and years. It pretty much would have to be up to you, I guess, to decide when to call it quits. Everyone involved would have to make a choice. Has there been any thought as to how you might resolve Dexter's journey?
I think everybody involved has their vague to specific notions about how things might end, but we have yet come to that time where we really have to pin it down. But that time will come.
I mean, everything has to end. What's your question?
I'd like to say really quick that I love Mizuka's little laugh when he goes like, my question is for Mr. Michael Hall.
No, it's good.
Is it difficult to act so emotionless and dark? How do you do that in your acting?
I don't know. I think it's difficult to find ways for some sort of emotional life to be there in spite of what Dexter tells us. You know, I think that's what makes him interesting. That we're meant to second guess his claim that he's without emotion, because he clearly is with emotion, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I mean, that's the tightrope that I'm required to walk is what really keeps me coming back. You know, that's what's fun about it.
So, I am a South Florida native, and there is another show that takes place in Miami that several Dexter characters have appeared on called Burn Notice, and I want to know if there's any more plans to do anything like that, or maybe a Dexter Burn Notice crossover, because that would probably be the best thing ever.
Plans for a Dexter Burn Notice crossover episode.
There's going to be a Dexter and Sanford sign crossover.
What's your question?
This is a short question from Asuka. We got a little preview of it earlier, but can you do the little laugh for us again?
Let's all do it at once.
David, Batista had to deal with some anger issues last season, had to work his way through some emotional stuff. It was nice to see that character sort of grow and develop. How much of a role do the actors get to play in perhaps suggesting things for their characters in the course of the season?
You know, it's pretty, you know, when you come to work and the writing is so good, usually, you know, instinctual things come out, you know, but not too much input, because after 5 years, I think the writers have such a great understanding of the character and a great understanding of me as an actor. that it kind of pretty much meshes together pretty well. And whatever I can think of when I read the script is usually a lot better, you know. So I just go with the flow, and if there's something on the day that I want to input character-wise, it's very collaborative, and they're very helpful in trying to incorporate that. But usually I usually rely on what's written, and it's usually really, really good.
Yes, my question is for C.S. Lee. It seems like every character on the series has gone through a very complicated romantic relationship. I was curious if, as an actor, you'd be interested in Masuka going past, his perverted ways and exploring something a little more romantic and complex.
Well, according to Masuka, his ways are romantic. His definition of pervertedness is, I think, different from yours. But no, I'm always excited to see new material coming up for Masuka, and we all know him as a flaming crotch, but there's other sides to it, and you'll see some more this year, this next coming up season.
Hi, my question is for Michael. Do you ever think there will be a character that he can connect to and show his true self that won't die or leave him?
Maybe.
It did seem like last season emotions started to sprout in Dexter that hadn't been there before. Certainly there was a strong connection with Lumen, stronger feelings for Harrison. Does that create problems for Dexter this coming season? I know you can't talk too much about it, but are we going to see a progression of that, or will he regress perhaps a little bit?
I mean, he certainly unplugged from the Lumen episode consciously and is not preoccupied with some sort of unrequited longing. But I think in Dexter there always is, along with the adherence to the #1 rule of not getting caught, flip side desire for legitimate connection. If nothing else, he connects with his victims, which is, tragic every time because it never lasts. But yeah, I mean, I think whether he's talking about it consciously or in voiceover or pursuing it in some specific relationship, there always is in the character, I think, an appetite to connect in a legitimate way.
And yet his own version of his father seems to continually try to remind him that that's not in the cards for him.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
Hi, my question is for C.S. Lee. What are your relatable traits to Masuka?
Everything. No, honestly, I'm just a regular guy who likes to hang out in dark bars and wear different, nice, tight outfits. No, it's fun to pretend. It's all pretend. And, I actually draw from some of my friends who have these similar qualities. So, I won't name them. They know who they are. And, it's all imagination, really. It's just imagination.
Show rocks. Thank you guys very much. Just need a confirmation. Was Rita killed by the Trinity Killer? It was implied. They didn't show it. They didn't say it.
Good point.
Hello. My name is Elizabeth. I came all the way from Texas to see you guys. And Michael, you will always be gay David to me. I love Dexter. And so my question is.
You could just call him David. If you want to lose a syllable.
My question is, even though they're such different characters, do you see any of David and Dexter and vice versa?
Yeah, I think they both. Well, it's certainly David when we first meet him. Both characters are keeping secrets, you know. So there's that. But I think they're probably more different than similar. They look a lot alike.
Go ahead with your question.
Right, and the dead bodies.
This question is for Michael. In the first season, you filmed at Linda Vista Hospital, supposedly it's haunted. Did you ever experience anything paranormal there while you were filming?
No, I didn't. But I've never been one to sort of, I don't know if I have that, whatever it is that makes you receptive to that stuff. So maybe there was stuff flying in front of my face that I got.
Vibe on the set. I mean, obviously there's some intense stuff going on throughout the course of shooting. Is it, do you get caught up in that, or are you able to keep it light and professional and have a good time too? Anybody can answer.
I've been having fun. I've been having a good time, but I don't really get to work, I mean, you get to work with Michael quite a bit, but I haven't really been able to do a lot of scenes with them. All of my stuff has been with Eddie Olmos, and we try to laugh as much as we can. Yeah, the guy from Battlestar Galactica. We try and laugh a lot. He keeps telling me, he will say things like, "You're gonna win a Gabby." And I'll say, "What's a Gabby?" He goes, "I don't know, but you're gonna win it." And then he always just says, "What is your mom gonna say about this? Is she gonna watch this? Oh, she's not gonna like seeing this." And she'll just like gab in my ear. He's gonna win the Gabby. Whatever the Gabby may be.
Mose, you spend a lot of time complaining about the fact that this is not the way they do things
It's not
in
how it's
Poland.
done in Poland.
Yeah. We keep coming back to that. That's
Oh,
why
come
we're-
on! Come on!
That, anyways.
Inside jokes on the set.
We had fun. We had fun.
Yeah, you know, I get a lot of the great lines on the show, and oftentimes I'll find myself saying the lines just to try to make the actors crack up. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you do the scene 3, 4, 5 times, and at some points, you know, it's just fun to play with the other actors. Hope the writers aren't mad at me, but.
What's your question?
My name's Brad. First of all, Michael C. Hall, I just want to say it's great to see you in such good health and have you going strong. We would do without Dexter, but on the subject of Dexter and 6 Feet Under, it seems like you have a lot of death on your plate in your career, but you did a really fun role in the movie Gamer, and I was wondering if you go look for any roles like that while the show's on hiatus, or if you have any ideas for something you'd like to do in the future that isn't so dark and death affiliated.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to find a way to do something that had a beginning, middle, and end, and the body count was 0. Yeah, I'm all for that.
Oh, hi. Supergirl. I love Dexter and I love Michael. I just want to let you know that when Rita died, I was so depressed. Like I couldn't sleep or function well for over a week. So okay, my question is that are we gonna see Esther and Cody returning every season? Because I feel like you kind of abandoned them a little bit. I know they're grandparents and all right now, but since Dexter's a stepdad, I know he has to work and he's to take out Harrison, and that kind of bugs me a little bit.
All the things that Dexter does, that bugs
the fact that mom is no longer there makes it kind of a logistical impossibility for him. They definitely remain in his awareness. I can't say for sure that we'll see them, but we'll probably hear about them some.
They're still a very important part of Dexter's life, and I'm sure eventually we will see them again.
Hi, Michael. You do an amazing job with the character Dexter. And I just want to say that when you first start the show, you're emotionless. But as it goes on, you break through all the time. What's your favorite scene where you're not playing the monster?
You know, there's a scene actually with Aster in the 5th season in which he, in spite of himself, in spite of, you know, in a way that's spontaneous and not considered, tells her that he loves her. And that was a really telling moment about the character's evolution and his capacity for real emotion, I think.
My question is for Mr. Lee and Mr. Zayas. Sooner or later, your characters in the show, there's just going to be so much overwhelming evidence that Dexter's really not what he seems to be. How do you feel your characters are going to react to that as far as, like, are you going to feel like it's a betrayal that he's doing this, that he's a vigilante or something like that, or are you going to hold on to that and kind of support him?
Well, I've been preparing for this for when in season 19 we actually start to see evidence. No, I think that you know, as an actor, I don't really want to even think about that. I kind of just want to see how, in the way the characters develop in the next few seasons, how he's going to react to that. I don't know how I would react to that, or my character would react to that. I think it would be shocking, and I think that, you know, you never know what you're going to do when you're faced with a certain situation, even if you live by a certain way. So I don't know, we'll see.
I'm ready to go. I think Masuka, if he ever found out, he would be so scared that he would just laugh and then pass out.
Hi, my question is for Michael, but first I wanted to say that I really, really love Dexter and 6 Feet Under, and they've just changed a lot for me, and I really appreciate that, and you're my favorite actor. And I just wanted to say that I really enjoy Harrison and Dexter's relationship, and the kids are cute, and your interactions with them are really adorable, and I was wondering, what's your favorite part about working with the kids?
Them, you know, their energy, they're like, they're amazing little guys, and you gotta be on your toes because they're gonna be all over the place, but they're gonna be brilliant at some point, so you better be there for it, you know? And lately I've enjoyed riding around in the golf cart around set. That really keeps them kind of in the zone. If we're doing a scene and we're taking breaks, just ride around in circles in the golf cart. That's been a lot of fun. But they're really sweet boys, you know, and it's fun when they're on set because everybody lights up when they see him. You know, you don't have to pretend that he's a light or that he, you know, it's just he is, or they both are, Evan and Luke. And I don't know, it's fun.
What changes does Dexter make this season to try to accommodate the presence of Harrison in his life, maybe even more so than he did last year?
Well, he's, you know, the house, in the time that's passed, he's liquidated the house that he had with Rita and used that to sort of expand his home base. So that's been a part of what's made things a little more logistically, I don't know, it was tough living in a one-bedroom apartment with a baby, so now he's got a little more room. And Batista's sister is helping him out too.
What do you think?
My question's for everyone. We all know that Deborah's character is really vulgar, and I was just curious if there's been any instances where her dropping the F-bomb so much has caused any funny things on set with you guys.
It hasn't been a fucking problem at I said that out loud. This is on.
On the backs of these cards, it says, "Thank you very much for participating in Comic-Con. Please be aware that many members of your audience may be under 18 years of age." I'm sorry, folks, I did you a disservice. I should have told you that before. I apologize.
In fairness to most, though, he doesn't have a card.
I don't. And I also can't read. So.
Go ahead with your question.
Hello. I was wondering, for Michael C. Hall, how do you put charisma into your characters when you're essentially the bad guy, quote unquote? Like in The Gamer, it was really hard to choose between you and Gerard Butler. So, how do you do that?
Hey, you're here again with your gloves. You got the gloves. I don't know. I mean, I think in the case of that movie and in the case of Dexter, it's sort of built in that the character has an inherent likability or charisma or vitality or affability. So, you know, I just try to honor that. You know.
You're awesome.
This question for Will Steph. Just want to know how you got involved in the project. You know, they come to you, they come to you, they come to them.
Oh, how I got on this job?
Yeah.
I practice voodoo. No, I don't. That's not true. I really don't. I'm only kidding. No, I was really fortunate. I got a call from my agent, and she said, you know, the folks at Dexter, they want to pitch you a story, and I was like, right, cool. My phone is on. So I got a call, and sure enough, you know, the producer said, you know, we got this character, they explained it to me. They told me, you know, what the arc of character was going to be, what his relationship with Dexter was going to be. I told them I thought that was awful, but I didn't have a lot to do this summer. So I would show up, and this is the magic of Hollywood. They got me here. No, I was really, all jokes aside, I was really, really honored and blessed. You know, I feel really fortunate to, you know, be here and, you know, have been asked to be here. I've been a fan of the show from day one, season 1 and 2. I bought the DVDs. If I wasn't up here, I'd probably be out there asking the same questions. What happened to Rita? Probably not like that, but much cooler than I just did it. But at any rate, it's very good to be here on Dexter. Yeah, it's a high point for me. I'm trying to, you know, keep cool about it, but underneath the table, my legs are bouncing.
A couple more questions.
This is for the producers. Will Deb ever find happiness? And if you can't answer that, since I'm the last question, can you give us any hint about the snakes?
I think Deb does have happiness in a way already, and as far as the snakes, no, absolutely not.
So that was our final question. Please help me in thanking